What is up, front? Today we're showcasing a really good team for the Open Great League currently. Empoleon, Pelipper, and Altaria. I actually ran this team at the end of Season 9 as well for 3 sets, and I went 4-1 3 times, which brought me up to a season high of 35-45 rating and the number 85 spot on the end of season global leaderboard. Now, I've also been using it in Season 10 for the last couple days, and it's still working amazingly. I've actually just gotten my starting elo of 2353, which I think is pretty good. So really happy with my performance, and this squad just proved its worth once again. Now, this team is not my creation. This team was actually made by a friend of mine, Francisco Isco, a really great trainer from Denmark, and he ran this team for quite a while and did amazing with it. He ended up finishing at 36-24 rating, which is the 24th spot on the global leaderboards at the end of Season 9. So really amazing performance by him. He also calls this team Team Finland, by the way. So shout out to Finland. Anyway, enough talking, let's head into these battles. First game, we have Venusaur Lead into our Empoleon. This is very bad. You have to switch into Pelipper here. Pelipper is always the safe switch in this line. Altaria just gets too hard countered, and Pelipper is here to lure out like Bastiodons or Galarian Stunfisk or Azumarill, so Altaria hopefully gets to avoid them, or like Charmers, which Empoleon does well, but Altaria dies too, of course. Altaria and Empoleon is a really solid core, and Pelipper is a solid safe switch to lure out Pokemon that Altaria is weak to, so it's like an A-B line. In comes the Bastiodon though, and even though this Pokemon is here to lure out a Bastiodon, it's not great because I can't really burn a shield here. I think they're gonna kill me here. Yeah, no, they're actually gonna throw a move because I would barely get to another Weather Ball, so makes sense. But yeah, I recognize this line. This is likely Galarian Stunfisk in the back, and that's not great because Altaria just gets destroyed by Galarian Stunfisk as well, and there's still the Venusaur with a tiny bit of energy. Or actually a good chunk of energy in the back as well. I'm a shield down too, so this is not looking too great. I do have drill packs though, which I will throw one right here. And now I'm gonna try to catch a frenzy on my Altaria, and I do. Unless this is such one though. If this is a frenzy, it's a really nice catch. I'll take that for sure. They're gonna switch into Galarian Stunfisk as expected. And this is not good. This is, even though I made that catch right there, this is still not looking good. Because the Venusaur, I think, still outpaces my Empoleon to 2 moves, so... And I can't really do much against Stunfisk with Altaria, because 2 Rock Slides will knock me out, and these Sky Attacks plus Dragon Breaths, they'll add up, but they really won't be doing that much. Yeah, that Sky Attack almost did nothing. It's gonna throw another Sky Attack though, just gonna try to chip this down, because I do have another ace up my sleeve. We're gonna try to catch a Rock Slide right here. And we do. We press the switch right as the timer comes up. And exactly at that moment, my opponent throws a Rock Slide, which is just perfect. In comes Venusaur. Pretty sure this thing can't farm me down before I get to Drill Packs. So I'm looking pretty good in that regard. Gonna get to the Drill Pack. And now they're gonna throw Frenzy, which is nice for me. I don't think they farmed up much extra, so I can farm this down with Altaria at this point. But the Stunfisk is still alive. I do have a shield, but they're very close to 2 moves. They're gonna throw one right here. I'm actually gonna go for the Moonblast right here. It actually does like 7, I think 7 more damage than Sky Attack. I'm only gonna get to 1 move anyway, so gotta go for the Moonblast. Is this enough? Come on. Is this enough? This is gonna be very close. It's gonna be very close. 1 HP, farm it down. It's a really great game right there. I don't think this is the only game I managed to beat Double Steal though, but it is possible. It is possible because Empoleon and Altaria are just broken, alright? Next game, another Grass Lead. This time a Shadow Victreebel, but this thing also often comes paired with Bastiodon, so again, this is not great. I cannot really burn a shield here with Pelipper, but I can get it in a range where Empoleon can safely farm it down without having to fear 2 flamethrowers, which, well, would do quite a chunk. So we're just gonna keep throwing Weather Balls right here. It's the second one coming through, and we should be able to reach a 3rd. At this point though, I'm thinking about what's in that back, and it could be Galarian Stunfisk once again, and that would not be great. It could also be Deoxys. In that case, this would be winnable. And if it's like a Medicham, this would be really, really difficult too. But it could really be anything. Shadow Victreebel plus Bastiodon is just a really solid core. They can really pair it with anything, and it would likely work. Unless like another grass type, which actually if it's not a grass type, that'd be perfect. But like I doubt that, right? Gonna throw Drill Peck. This will warrant a shield or kill him. Going to Altaria. It is a steel type, but not Galarian Stunfisk. Mawile comes out, and this might be an even harder counter than Galarian Stunfisk to Altaria. Because, well, the Dragon Breaths are triple resisted by the Fairy and Steel typing of Mawile. Sky Attacks resisted, Moonblast resisted. They're also only throwing resisted Fire Fangs though, but because the Power Punches, they will start to hurt. Gonna throw another Sky Attack. They throw another Power Punch, and I could really consider shooting this, but I am not going to. I know they're gonna reach another Power Punch, which would do more than that Power Punch, because then it's, you know, powered up twice instead of just once. And the Victreebel is also close to a Leaf Blade. So I wanna save my shields for another powered up Power Punch and the potential Leaf Blade from Victreebel, because those moves will do the most amount of damage. Anyway, I brought out my Empoleon there to do some extra damage. I did one less waterfall than I was hoping to. As you can see, I'm going to shoot at this Power Punch, and now I'm going to have to try to farm this Mawile down. Triple resistant Dragon Breaths are busted. We farm it down, get to the Sky Deck, and this will kill the Victreebel. So that's a really good game right there. GG's. Sirfetch'd Lead. This is quite bad. Again, you switch into Pelipper. It's always the same. It's always the same. Man, I always do something different here with Sirfetch'd. Sometimes I shield, sometimes I don't. Honestly, you can go either way. So I had to no shield this time. In comes Azumarill, which is great, because now my Altaria gets to avoid the Azumarill. Thing is though, usually it's a steel type in combination with Sirfetch'd. Could be like a Galarian Stunfisk, and well, in that case, I am pretty screwed. So yeah, not looking amazing. Luckily, they do let that Hurricane go, and I just throw another Weather Ball, and now I let my Pelipper go. I don't need Switch Advantage. If I get Switch Advantage, I'm just gonna have to go Shields down, and I don't want to go Shields down. So instead, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna let my Pelipper go down, and I'll farm this down with Empoleon. I have a Drill Peck ready for the Sirfetch'd, and then I have an Altaria with Shield Advantage in the back, which hopefully is enough to kill this team. But we'll see. In comes Sirfetch'd. I'm just gonna bring in Alt. A lot of times these Pokemon, or these Sirfetch'd, run Night Slash Leaf Blade, so even though they farmed up here, I'm just expecting this to be a Night Slash, like a Brave Bird or anything. And now we're going to be able to farm it down before the next move, which is really, really good. They still have Azumarill on the back though, but it is almost energy dry, so if it comes in, I might even be able to farm it down. Or just throw a Sky Attack. In comes a Mandibuzz. This is not amazing, because Mandibuzz, well, I can Moonblast it, but it does have 2 shields, and this thing is like really, really tanky. Just gonna keep throwing Sky Attacks, you know, even if they no shield. Even with a no shield Sky Attack, that's fine with me, because it will do a good chunk. A good enough chunk where Waterfalls or Hydro Cannons will take it out. So this is all fine with me. Just gonna let this move go. Just a foul play. I survive it. Just gonna try to get to another Sky Attack, and I barely reach it right here. Right before they get to another move, I think. So it's pretty good. They're gonna have to shoot this, right? They do. Yes, this was a CMP tie. That's big. And now I have an Empoleon with 2 shields. So we're looking pretty good. Yes, just have to make sure they don't catch. Actually, I have 2 shields. I just threw this. Even if they caught, I would have been fine, because I would have reached another Hydro Cannon versus Mandy. So I didn't really mind, so I threw it immediately, and that's game over. GG's. Alright, Empoleon versus Pelipper is a very even matchup. They decided to switch out there, though, into the Curvigregus. This is a Pokemon, I don't really know how to deal with it, to be honest. I could have probably considered staying in with Empoleon there, because Altaria has a better matchup versus Pelipper than Empoleon does. And Empoleon is still pretty decent versus Curvigregus. So, I don't know. Maybe I could have stayed it. However, this is also still fine. Altaria is a pretty decent matchup here. They end up baiting, though, with Dark Balls, which is crazy. And now I'm just going to no-shield. I don't want to go shields down. If we go shields down, that Pelipper might just sweep me, because my Pelipper will suck against this too. Since I'm only going to reach 1 move, I'll just go for the Moonblast. No need to go for Sky Attack. Moonblast does slightly more, and there's a chance of debuffing their attack. So, it's pretty nice to come in Pelipper. I just let them farm me down. And I come in with Empoleon again. It's pretty clear they probably have a better answer to Empoleon in the back. Otherwise, they would have stayed in with Pelipper in the lead, because, well, this is not that bad of a match, to be honest. I'm gonna Drill Peck here. This will do a good chunk. This will put it in a range where, well, I probably can't Waterfall down without having to use a shield, unfortunately. But I can get to another Drill Peck. Thing is, though, throwing a Drill Peck right now feels like such a waste. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw 1 more Waterfall, Then I'll switch to Pelipper, catch the Weather Ball, which is resisted. Well, it was resisted on Empoleon as well, but now I don't have to use a shield and I still have a draw pack loaded. And I bring in Swampert. They have a Swampert in the deck, and this is really nice for me. I don't know how much damage these moves do, to be honest. It's been a while since I used Pelipper, and now after Weather Ball nerf, I'm really not sure anymore. The damage ranges of these moves. Maybe a Weather Ball would have knocked out with like 3 more wing attacks, which is, well, before they get to the next Hydro. But I don't know. So actually, I'm just going to farm up as much as I can and throw Hurricane. And this will kill the Swampert for sure. They still have their own Pelipper, which is really low and has no energy. And they have the Covagrigus, which I barely reached the Weather Ball against. So this is really good. They still have the Pelipper in the back. But I have an Empoleon with energy. I'm just going to switch it in, throw the Hydro, and kill this Pelipper. Really nice game. But it's a win for me. Let's go. Deoxys, very tough lead, because it can beat both my Empoleon and Pelipper. Pelipper does resist the counters though. I'm gonna throw a Psycho Boost right there. It's only 5. So I'm just I'm gonna shield this. And again, another matchup where I kind of vary what I do. Sometimes I will shield the Psycho Boost, sometimes I don't. Honestly, with the Deoxys lead, the outcome is usually the same no matter what I do. I usually lose the game. Yeah, most of the Deoxys lead team comps just don't do well versus my backline. Or I don't do well versus their backline. It's just all tough, because this Umbreon is just gonna outbulk my Pelipper, and that's usually the case. Most Deoxys lead lines are very, very, very bulky, which means that they just outbulk my Empoleon and my Pelipper, and then I'm screwed. So it's not great. It's not great usually, but I've won a couple of them. Is this gonna be one of them though? Let's see. They foul play me once. I'm just gonna farm them down. It is quite nice, because Hydro will hurt the Deoxys still. Gonna Hydro, this will really hurt the Deoxys. And then I'm gonna switch alt. It could always be like a Venusaur in the back. I've definitely seen it a couple times, but it's an Alolan Ninetales. And that's game over. And oh, I concede the game. Yes, that's a pretty common team, and unfortunately I don't think there's any way to win that. But yeah, it's not that common luckily, so it's fine. Another Sirfetch'd Lead. I bring in Pelipper again, like always. And again, my opponent is gonna stay in and throw their move, and I think this time I will shoot it up actually. I don't know why. I just decide at random if I'm gonna shoot that or not. But both ways really work, to be honest. They're both fine. But honestly, usually when they stay in and throw Leaf Blade, that indicates that they are pretty weak to Pelipper in the back, so it's probably worth shooting at that point. We lag, I'm not sure if that mattered. I'm just gonna go for a Weather Ball, hoping they shield this and I can get to another one. But they don't. If I went for Hurricane, it would have died. But I guess it's fine. I'm gonna throw another Weather Ball, and this will likely get shielded, which is unfortunate. But, well, yes, they just survive at like 1 HP. I don't know, maybe the lag mattered. I don't think so, though. Anyway, hopefully this is not double charm. If it's double charm, my Altaria is so screwed. I'm very happy to get one Charmer out of the way, though. It's not double charm, it is a Skarmory. Altaria is really close in this matchup though. Altaria is so tanky and it can survive a Sky Attack from a Skarm, which I do decide to throw immediately. They didn't even build up to the Brave Bird, which, well, it's fine with me. Indicates that I can just no-shield this. And we're just gonna start Sky Attacking. I had awful timing on that move as well. You saw a full Air Slash sneak through there. Yeah, that was just my fault for terrible timing. Always try to make sure you throw your moves at the end of their animation, like 1 turn before they're gonna be able to throw their move. You want to throw your Sky Attack not on the move, because then they're just gonna get a free move in, and it's not ideal. Still though, we get this Pokemon quite low, and well, the Sirfetch'd already took some damage from wing attacks as well, so we're gonna be able to farm it down with Waterfalls. We're gonna be able to farm this thing down as well, and it's game over. Very nice. Alright, Swampert Lead is not ideal. I usually like throwing 5 Waterfalls here and then switching into Pelipper. Hoping to catch a move, like a Hydro or an Earthquake. However, usually they don't throw, to be honest, but I do have a Hydro stored up on my Empoleon now. And the reason I switch out there, even though it's like a decent matchup with shields up, is because it's usually Skarmory in the back, and I want to lure that out with Pelipper. I can actually win the zeros here if they decide to throw Sky Attack, because you do get to 3 Weather Balls and they do knock out. So, I'm actually gonna have to throw Brave Bird, or like shield up my next Weather Ball to get switched. So this is good either way, and my Altaria also gets to avoid the Skarmory. So either way, I'm really happy with this situation. They let that go, and I get switch advantage. Even better, because now I get my Altaria lined up versus their Swampert, which is really nice. They bring in Drapion. This is good. this is good because, well, I have Empoleon with energy for this thing. And then I still have Altaria for the Swampert, which, well, Altaria is basically the hardest Swampert answer out there. Well, besides the grass types, I guess, but maybe even better than the grass types, to be honest, because the grass types can still get Earthquake, like a Venusaur gets almost one-shot by Earthquake, Trevenant gets almost one-shot by Sludge Wave, and Altaria can take like 2 or 3 of each move. So, yeah, it's gonna catch a Hydro right here. I saw the switch coming and I switched myself, catch the Hydro, and yeah, they know it's over there, they concede the game. And GG's right there. Sableye Lead is a very, very tough one. And I honestly haven't figured out the best way to play this out. What I will usually do though is I'll throw 5 or actually 6 waterfalls in this case. Just try to time my Hydro appropriately. Throw 1 and then I'll switch to Pelipper. Sableye really often gets paired with like a Bastiodon or a Galarian Stunfisk, so I really want to use my Pelipper to lure that out, or like an Azu. Either way though, I want to lure it out with Pelipper. I usually always take the foul play right there. I don't want to go shield down, and I can take it, so that's fine. In comes Skarm, and this is great actually. This is, well, I mean, it's not great for Pelipper. I'm gonna die here, but I'm gonna be able to get off 2 Weather Balls. I'll likely be able to farm it down with my Skarm or my Empoleon as well. Wow, alright, that's tough. Empoleon as well. The lag game is still bad. It's gonna, I think I no-shield this. Yeah, I was expecting the Sky Attack because they did have a lot of energy. They were more likely gonna go for double Sky Attack than just 1 Brave Bird, because that's just a safe move. That is the one I was expecting. Gonna farm this down, and in comes well, yeah, Azumarill. Alright, this is not good. We are in a bad spot. We are not, because, you know, these, I mean, they have a shield. I do have an Empoleon, which Empoleon is a winning matchup for Azumarill, but not with this amount of health. And with Altaria in the back, which takes double super effective from Ice Beam and single super effective from Play Rough, yeah, we're not looking great. So this game is basically over. The Ice Beam right there, and I know it's over. I concede the game, and yeah, well played by my opponent right there. Abomasnow is a bit of a core breaker right here. With proper baits can actually beat my Empoleon, my Altaria, and it's pretty damn good against Pelipper too. But I do have Drill Peck on this Empoleon, so the least I want to do is burn a shield here. So I'm actually going to throw the Energy Ball immediately, which I do shoot up. They rarely bait, so it's a safe shield. Just gonna Drill Peck, especially the non-Shadow. The Shadow has a tendency to shield sometimes, or to bait sometimes. Non-Shadow never baits, because they know I can take the move, so I don't really need to shield it. So that's why they usually don't bait. Just gonna Drill Peck. They let it go, which is huge. That's big. In comes Swampert. I make a bit of an old play here, maybe. I go in Pelipper. And I feel like they switched to Azu right here, which this was my intent. This is what I was expecting. Abomasnow usually gets paired with Azu. I want to switch in my Pelipper. I didn't want them to farm down my Empoleon. So I switched in my Pelipper because I was expecting to switch out. And they did, which is nice. However, if they would have stayed in with Swampert, and the Sludge may even be a couple times, I would have lost. Because my Empoleon is useless, and I would have Altaria versus the Azu. So I think what I should have done there is just let my Empoleon get farmed down. That's honestly what I think I should have done. Let my Empoleon get farmed down. Altaria, even against the Swampert with energy, wins. And then I still have Pelipper to beat the Azu. So it definitely ended up working out, because I will beat this Azu right here, or well, in a second. And I will be able to farm down this Swampert. So it did end up working out, but I think this was not the appropriate play. I should have just let my Empoleon go down. And then I can get my Pelipper on the Azu and the Altaria on the Swampert. And then I would have had an easier time. Shadow Sableye. Very, very nice. I love this thing. You don't see it often. But this thing takes so much damage from waterfalls as well. I'm just going to throw a Hydro right here. I will shoot 1 move up and then switch to... Oh, lag. Switch to Pelipper like usual. I threw in CMP Tide. They need 3 more Shadow Claws for their next foul play. Actually, play the... Oh, wait. I want to catch instead, because the waterfalls do more damage. So I want to throw a couple more waterfalls and then catch the foul play. They bring in Azu. And this is so good for me, actually. Because, again, Altaria wants to avoid this. I expect this to be either Ice Beam or Play Rough. Which both of them I'm going to have to shield. Because I want this Hurricane off. It's Play Rough. I could have maybe gone double Hurricane. But I'm expecting it to shield. Since I shielded at low health, They're probably shooting as well. So I bait them. And now we're gonna get to the Hurricane. This just allows them less farm. I might have been able to get to 2 Hurricanes, because it did have a lot of energy. But it would have been very, very tight. Now, instead, I'll just get to the Weather Ball. If they didn't throw, but they did throw because they knew they didn't want to get hit by a Weather Ball. It's pretty good. Bring in Empoleon. It's gonna overfarm here. Once again, throw right before they can get to the next player off. Which would almost kill me right there. I don't think it would quite kill me, but it would... Actually, it might kill me. No, probably Deep Red. This thing is still 5 Shadow Claws away, so I can farm it down right before it gets to the move. And here comes a Registeel. And well, Registeel, not fun. Registeel is not fun. Yes, I have Altaria. The thing is though, Altaria can actually take 2 Flash Cannons. Altaria is so incredibly tanky. So if I can take 2 Flash Cannons, maybe get to 2 Sky Attacks, I might be able to take this thing out. There's 1 Flash Cannon coming in. Throw a Sky Attack right here. This won't hurt that much though. The Tin Can is just too tanky for me. But it does do a decent enough chunk to, if I can get to another Sky Attack, I will be able to take it out. Will I be able to? It's gonna be very, very close. Take the Flash Cannon. Get to the Sky Attack. And it's a good game. Right there. It's also the final match. I hope you enjoyed these battles. And I hope to see you in the next video. Good luck with your battles, trainers.